end of your book, you talk about serving. And I really like that because you were talking about a number of, well, they were signs. These were interesting signs throughout wherever you'd found them. You had signs on Kenyan buses that said, if this driver is driving too fast, tell him to slow down.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes through the ABCs of selling or influencing the way that you did in the book.
Yeah, that's a really interesting experiment. There are these things called matatus, these little mini buses in Kenya that are, have been proven to be really, really dangerous. The young men driving them are crazy. And so the question is, how do you sell these young men not to drive so recklessly? And all the other mechanisms failed, but these two Georgetown researchers decided, as you say, to put up these stickers that basically encourage the passengers to say, stop driving so crazily. Like basically encourage the passengers to make it personal and to take action. And it turned out to have a stunning effect. And I think one of the things that comes out in that chapter is the importance of appealing to a sense of purpose, that we often leave that capacity on the table. We think that people are motivated only by self-interest, and that's true a lot of the time. But people are also persuaded by a sense of purpose, by doing the right thing, and we often leave that kind of capacity on the table. And I also think that, especially entrepreneurs really need to put themselves on the line to really make it personal. And the more that business people, salespeople make things very personal, that is, they're accessible. I read about one guy who runs a pizza joint who says, if you have any, there's a big sign up in the restaurant saying, if you have any problems here at this restaurant, call my cell. And he posts his cell phone number for everyone to see, and we'll take the calls if you have a complaint. I mean, that's service.
Yeah, you've also done that on your book with your email address. And people give you
sure, in a little less robust way. Yeah, absolutely. I have my email addresses on my books, and I invite comments from readers, and I get some really great questions, and people find mistakes that I end up fixing. So, but again, I think we have to get past this idea that sales is something that people do to each other. That's about hoodwinkery and deceit. It's really ultimately about making people's lives better, whether we are pushing. Whether we're selling Buicks in a car lot, whether we're pitching ideas in a meeting, whether we're trying to get our neighbors to move their trash cans.
Yeah. And you have these two powerful questions at the end of the book. Will this person be better off as a result of this transaction? Or what were those two questions? I don't have them up.
Well, the questions are, if the person buys what you're selling, will this person be a little bit better off? And then also, will the world be a little bit better off? And I think those are two really important questions. And I really think that the answers to those questions are no, it's not sustainable. Now, again, I don't want to be grandiose here. If I try to sell you a car, I'm not saying that your life is going to be magically transformed and you're going to be that rainbows are going to start sprouting on your front lawn and unicorns are going to be galloping through your backyard. But I do think that if you ask someone to do something, if you try to persuade other people, and the result of that is that their life has been improved even marginally, I think that's sustainable. I think that's what it's about. And so I think the same thing is true in a global perspective. That is, if more than one person agrees to do what you're suggesting, is the world going to be better off? And I really believe that more and more, if the answers to those questions are no, it just doesn't work very well.
Yeah. So that's the new book. Now, where can people go to buy this book? To your website?
Anywhere books are sold in North America. You can go to your local independent bookseller. If you're in Canada, you can go to Chapters Indigo. If you're in the United States, you can go to Barnes and Noble. You can buy it on Amazon.com, BN.com. iBooks, Books A Million, anywhere books are sold.
Okay, so we'll just link up the Amazon link so it's easy for people to get to. And do you have any last words for people before we get going here?
I think we have to get past this notion that selling is duplicitous. It's something that human beings do. It's something that all of us do every single day. And the good news is that the world we're in right now, the conditions in the world we're in right now suggest that we can get better at it, not by being, a sleazeball, but by being more human about it. And I think there's a great affinity between humanistic values and business effectiveness in many realms, including this one, and that makes it kind of exciting for all of us.
All right. Great, Dan. Thanks for being on, and I'm going to look forward to your next book whenever that comes out.
Don't hold your breath.
Okay.
But thank you, Shaun. Thanks for having me.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to like, share, and comment below. Subscribe to this channel for more interviews, and if you want to go further and be live on the interviews, you can go to mmt.tv/live to find out how. Like on Facebook and follow on Twitter to ask your questions, and be sure to get on the mailing list. Go to mmt.tv to get access to all the things that are not contained in these interviews. All the links are mentioned below, and until next time, break the rules, change the game, and be a rock star.